It starts with a tightness in your chest. You checked your phone 5 minutes ago, nothing. You check again, still nothing. You see the 3 dots appear, and then disappear, and suddenly your mind starts racing. Did I say the wrong thing? Is she talking to someone else? Should I send a follow-up just to keep the conversation going? You type out a message. You delete it. You type another one. This right here. This moment. This is where you lose her. Not because of what you typed, but because of the energy behind it. Most guys think they lose women because they aren't rich enough, tall enough, or funny enough. But the truth is much simpler and much harsher. You are losing her because you are trying to control her. This is what we call the control paradox. There is a psychological rule known as the backwards law. It states that the harder you try to grab onto something, like water or dry sand, the faster it slips through your fingers. Attraction works the exact same way. When you feel that spike of anxiety, your instinct is to tighten your grip. You want to manage the interaction. You want to force a reply. You want to secure your spot. But the very desire to secure it is what kills it. Why? Because of something called mirror neurons. Women are biologically wired to detect emotional safety. They have highly sensitive mirror neurons that pick up on your internal state, even if you're acting cool. You think you're hiding it. You think that casual text you just sent sounds chill. It doesn't. It screams doubt. It screams need. It screams that you are not okay unless she validates you. When she feels your anxiety, her biological alarm bells go off. She doesn't feel loved. She feels suffocated. She feels unsafe. Because if you can't even control your own emotions, how can you possibly be a rock for hers? You think you are fighting for the relationship. But in reality, you are fighting your own insecurity. And every move you make from that place of fear just pushes her further away. So, how do we stop the spiral? How do you kill the anxiety before it kills the attraction? It requires a fundamental shift in how you view your role as a man. You need to stop being the relationship manager. Look at your behavior. When she pulls away, you start working overtime. You analyze her texts like they are secret codes. You try to fix her mood. You try to plan the perfect date to win her back. You are constantly monitoring the temperature of the relationship, terrified it might drop by a single degree. That is exhausting, and it is incredibly unattractive. A high-value man does not manage a woman. He observes her. This is the shift from anxiety to observation. When you are anxious, you take everything personally. If she's quiet, you think, what did I do wrong? When you are an observer, you look at the data. If she's quiet, you think, she's quiet today. Interesting. And then you go back to your work. You don't try to fix it. You don't scramble to fill the silence. You let it be. This brings us to the most powerful tool in your arsenal. The let them theory. It sounds simple, but in practice, it is the ultimate test of your masculine frame. Here is the scenario. You make plans for Friday night. Thursday comes around and she texts you, "Hey, I'm not feeling it this week, maybe next time." The manager in you wants to panic. You want to ask why. You want to negotiate. Is everything okay? Did I upset you? We can just do something chill. Stop. Apply the let them theory. If she wants to cancel, let her. If she wants to be cold, let her. If she wants to pull away, let her. Your response isn't anger. It isn't begging. It's a simple, no problem, let me know when you're free. And then, this is the crucial part, you actually let her go. You don't sit at home stewing. You go to the gym. You see your friends. You work on your business. You adopt the open door policy. You never lock the door to keep her in. You stand by the door, completely unbothered. If she wants to walk through it and leave, you hold it open for her. Why? Because you know your value. You know that if she leaves, it's her loss, not yours. And here is the magic of this mindset. When you stop chasing, you create a vacuum, a space. And nature hates a vacuum. When you stop filling the space with your anxiety, she has to step in to fill it with her interest. This is the test. The moment you apply the let them theory, there will be silence. And that silence will terrify you. Your old instincts will scream, "She's forgetting me. Do something." But if you hold your ground, something shifts. She realizes you aren't chasing. She realizes her pulling away didn't work. The pattern is broken, and suddenly the questions start forming in her mind. Why isn't he panicked? Is he talking to someone else? Is he actually okay without me? Curiosity is the root of attraction, and you cannot be curious about a man who is constantly explaining himself. When she reaches out, and she likely will, it won't be out of pity. It will be out of respect, because for the first time she sees you as a man who is centered in his own reality, not orbiting hers. But here is the ultimate twist. The real payoff isn't that you get the girl. The real payoff is that you get yourself back. You stop waking up with that heavy feeling in your chest. You stop checking your phone every 3 minutes. You stop letting your happiness depend on a notification screen. You realize that you are the prize, not because you are arrogant, but because you are self-sufficient. This is the final paradox. Total surrender gives you total power. When you surrender the need to control her, you gain complete control over yourself. And a man who has control over himself is the most dangerous magnetic force on the planet. You become the ocean. She is the wave. The wave crashes, recedes, and storms. The ocean just is, deep, heavy, unmovable. So the next time you feel that anxiety rising, the next time you want to double text or force an answer, remember the open door. Stand back, breathe, and let them be. Because you don't need to chase what is meant for you, and you certainly shouldn't chase what isn't. Legendary punchline. The only way to truly keep her is to be completely willing to lose her. If you found value in this, hit like and subscribe. Stop chasing. Start living. I'll see you in the next one.